Daniel Edmondson here with another tip of the week. Today's tip is probably one of the best tips I'll ever give you. And what it is, it's about how to become better as an artist. I mean, we take classes and all that, and that's all well and good, but this is something a little different. If you're like me, over the years, you've probably cut out pictures out of magazines and saved them and saved pictures on your computer until you've got this giant, massive storage of pictures. I've got like these white binders, and I must have half a dozen of them, and one of them is like 4 inches thick of different artists' artwork I like that I've cut out of magazines. And if you haven't done that, you should definitely do that, because this is an excellent way to get better. So what you do is first you use those as inspiration, of course, all those pictures that you cut out and posters and whatnot. But I'm going to show you a little technique today that will really help you take your paintings to a completely new level from where they've been before. And this particular exercise is not for the faint of heart, because it can be a little discouraging at times. But on the other hand, it will help show you what you need to do to get your paintings where they need to go. Okay, on the left here, what you see here, this is a painting, one of my paintings, right? And then this here is our good friend Rembrandt. What a wonderful painting that is, too. Look at the emotion in that. So anyway, what you do is, let's say that you paint a painting, and what you try to do is find a painting that you like from an old master, or from a living master, or anyone that you really admire their work. And quite frankly, you just put them up side by side and see how your painting stacks up. Now, unfortunately, I didn't have the ability to I did not have the ability. Let's see if I can go one more time bigger with him. That's a little too big, because you want them about the same size. And they're better done with high resolution images, which neither of these aren't. But I just wanted to grab them for you to show you a demonstration of how you do this. So what you do is either the pictures you have saved on the internet, or you could scan one of your magazines, or you could even open a website of a picture, and that way you're not violating any copyright law at all. And just compare your painting to their painting, and just look at it. Look and see how does, and check these things. Check the value structure. How does your value structure compare to the value structure of the painting you're looking at? How does the color, what does the color look like? Well, now, in Rembrandt's case, a lot of the colors may have faded a little bit over the years, so that's a little trickier to do for a painting this old. But if you had a contemporary master, you could certainly do that. Color, value, edges. How does the edge work of my painting compared to the edge work of this other painting, right? Paint application. How does my paint application compare to his paint application? Do you start to see how, if you dissect your painting based on a painting that you really like, either from an old master or from a living master, how that would really help you get down to the bottom of what you're trying to do? And you would want to look in these terms. Look in terms of color, value, edges, paint application. You see what I'm saying? Because those are the things you have control of. You don't necessarily have control of moodiness, right? Because that doesn't come down to those concrete terms that you actually physically paint with. Okay? Those are color, value, drawing, edges, paint application, and composition, that kind of thing. And you just sit there and you compare. Now, these pictures aren't good enough, but you could actually even come in. I'm going to pause the video. Well, this didn't work as good as I had hoped, but you would, blow them up and compare eyeball to eyeball. And you would do this if you had really nice high-resolution images, which I don't, but just food for thought. Try that out. See what you think. I bet you'd be surprised at how your work does stack up against the old masters, and it's fun to try it. I'm going to continue on with another little short video in a minute here on this. Okay, I'm back. My screen capture software has a 5-minute time limit, and I wanted to just tell you a few other ways you could do this. Now, what I've done in my particular case is I've brought these into a photo editing program called PaintShop Pro. This is an old version. In fact, you can get it at oldversion.com for free, and I think you get it for a year or something like that. This is version 7. But my point is, you could have done this with just open up separate windows in like your Internet Explorer or Firefox or whatever internet you use, and then just tile the pictures and put them in side by side. It's just a little trickier like that to enlarge and shrink them down, like I have the ability to do here just with the wheel of my mouse. But really, if you go through and you compare each of the elements side by side and find out what it is that makes your painting different than the masters, or sometimes maybe what makes your painting better than theirs or worse than theirs, and it help you give you a guideline of what you need to work on. Okay, and if you're not sure what you're seeing when you compare these two paintings, ask someone for help. Say, hey, I'm not really sure. I can tell it's different, but I can't tell why it's different. So enlist someone that you think might know and get some help with that and find out why it is different and what it is that's different about the two of them and how you could make yours look more like that. And I do want to reiterate that this is not for the faint of heart, because it can be kind of discouraging, because sometimes you'll feel like you are just so far away from these old masters that you're just never going to get there. But you will. I mean, they all started in the same place you did. They couldn't draw a stick figure either at one time. So just be patient with yourself and have the courage just to let your painting be what it is, And have fun, and always have fun painting. All right? And if you're ever interested in classes, maybe think about taking one of my classes. And this is the kind of stuff we talk about, and I show you paintings that I do, and I do demonstrations, and then you can send your pictures in, and I do a little mini like a tip just based on your painting for you, so it might be something you might want to look into, is taking one of my classes. Please check them out at least. You have a fantastic day, and thank you for sharing these 8 minutes with me. Have a great day.